Okay, hi. So the Better Agency has their own resources page. So www.teambetterresources.com. I think you can put it in there without the three W's as well. But when you get to this landing page, I'll go over these buttons in just a minute. We'll scroll right down here. This is a graphic that whether you are brand new and you haven't even made a dial yet to a veteran, you can grab this graphic and throw it into Crew and ask anybody to join you. And what you'll do is you'll all pop into this Zoom room and turn off your mics. I mean, feel free to chat if you'd like, but the idea is just to sit with other people with their mics off and their cameras on, and everybody can it can kind of feel like an office environment, sort of, since we're all over the country, and allows you to kind of just have that community while you're in there making your dials. So anytime you can come in here, grab the graphic and post it into Crew. This section here is a live calendar. We try to keep that updated as much as possible. And you can see what's going on, what's coming up as far as book club and different events. And then our actual book club information is down at the bottom of the page. So these little buttons, these are, let's see, for example, these are a way, so you can go through your Quillity account to organize all of your logins. You can put them in your toolbar up here, or you can use these buttons to organize yourself. It's up to you, whatever works best. For example, if I click on that button, it takes me to my sign-in page, but that's only because I've used it that way. If you click on this button and sign into yours, it will save your sign-in pages on these in this area. This is JP's agent training calendar, so you're welcome to put yourself on there anytime. And let's get down to the agent training resources. Just click on that button and I'll show you a few things that we have in here. So if you have someone who is interested and you're trying to explain to them what we're all about, what the team is about, what Symmetry is about, we do have a shareable Better Agency specific corporate overview. So you can come in here, grab that, and share that at any time, and someone can watch that and understand a little bit more about the opportunity. Razor Ridge and switchboard training through here. This is going to be one of the most valuable areas. New licensed agent training will be the FIF training. That's more advanced for someone who's been licensed for a while and already has the basics down. So, I mean, you're welcome to look at it at any time, but it is definitely a more advanced training. And then Friday team calls are found here. I'm going to point out one video that, if you're new, definitely come straight to this new licensed agent training and look around there first. This video in particular, this agent was interviewed. She was brand new, and she went through her own first 12 weeks with Symmetry, discussing her challenges as she wrote her first 13 applications. So that's something that I would watch immediately. Understand critical period, underwriting. So just kind of go over these. We wanted to gather some of the more valuable videos that will get you to profitability in this section. So focus here first after you've finished Summit. Plus there's a bootcamp training resource, which is just super valuable. So go in there and take a look around. Get out of there. This was through the agent training resources. Now this section is probably where most of the agents spend their time on this page. We'll come back to this So we'll just scroll down here, but this is probably where you're going to find the most value on this page. This is your field underwriting. This is your risk assessment. Talk to your mentor about what that means if you're brand new. But even something as drugs.com, have this site pulled up when you're on the phone and somebody's saying, I take, metformin. Well, type in metformin and it's going to say exactly what it does. And then you can ask additional questions and, follow-up questions and get clarification. But anyway, you can just they don't have, the person on the other end doesn't have to know that you've got this website pulled up, but it might help you do a really good risk assessment before you ever get off the first call. Now let's go back up here. So carrier logins. These are the sign-in pages for each of the carriers, just like those small buttons at the front, the first page. Same thing. You can organize all your logins here if you'd like. You can put them anywhere, but this is one option. And then the 6 buttons here are our core carriers. These are the ones that everybody gets access to from the beginning. There are trainings for each of these 4, which means they've shown you kind of how to navigate the site, how to write an app, some of the basics. Now, bookmark this in your mind as far as SBLI and John Hancock, because you're going to want to come back here. Most carriers, once you get licensed in other states, will automatically allow you to write business. If you're in Colorado and you get a license in Washington and California and all around, it'll just happen automatically. But SBLI and John Hancock has an additional step to add non-resident licenses. This is where you'll find that information, and because it'll save you some time on trying to figure that out. So again, under carrier logins and training videos, and that's under carrier resources. Now, if you want to build, and that's the direction you want to go in, some people want to come in and write, and that's all they want to do. Some people want to come in and build right away. This is where you go. If you're interested to learn where we meet and what time, click here to be added to that future agency owner communication. Your mentor will fill this one out for you once you get through Summit and it's time for you to start your 6-week challenge. Right here is a resource if you are going to start onboarding. There is a onboarding workflow. Your mentor needs to give you a tour of this site, a detailed tour. But as just a quick overview, if you download this worksheet that has been created just for our team workflow, it will help you track your folks, and then you can use it or you can make your own. But it can be a good template to start. When you have promotions, you'll put those here for your team. And then if you want to purchase Career Builder ads, you'll make that request right here. Again, your mentor will give you a good tour of this site, but there are graphics to show you the workflow, email templates for you to use, so you don't have to try to figure out step by step. If the person's unlicensed or unlicensed, all the steps are here. And all the attachments that each of these emails needs is all there. Another thing to bookmark in your mind when it's time, if you do get Career Builder ads, come back here and read every one of these questions and look at the answers, because these were specifically answered for us. It's not a generic answer. These are all the biggest issues that our agents were facing, and we had somebody answer them for us specifically. Plus, which is essential, they have live webinar classes that you can attend. And I mean, there's somebody live for you to ask questions. They give you a tour. There's a lot of things, just like with any software, that can kind of trip you up. And if you go to the live classes, look at these questions, then it'll save you some time and effort down the road. And if you have an agent who's asking about state licensing requirements as you're onboarding, you can click on this as well and give you some information. Now, the last section is going to kind of be tied to if you have questions. So let's say you have a question for contracting, you have a question for, in fact, I'm going to pause this for a second and pull something up. All right, so if you have a question, your first point of contact is actually Quility. Rather than reaching out to your mentor, start getting really familiar with the support tickets and support area. Just real quick, I want to show you this too. These little 9 boxes, where the little tabs were on our front page, this is where you can find them inside Quility. And this may be where you want to navigate all your different portals. But first thing you're going to do is go here to look for answers. Notice they have every category you can imagine. Now, the one thing that you cannot do anymore, you used to be able to, so you can look down here. You can, if you have a question about social queue, new business, MyQuility, marketing, go here because there's going to be most of your answers are going to be found here. It's a wealth of information. However, if there's something very specific you cannot get the answer to, then what you'll do is come to the team resources page and put in a ticket. Everything from this page comes directly to me, other than if it links to your portal specifically, but any tickets at all. So let's go, all of these tickets that say submit your team's promotions, click here to be added, those all come to me, directly to me at Lori. So I, including these. So this is going to go to Joanna Doibin, her base shop, and this will come to John Paul Vetter's base shop, which does come to me. And you'll put in a ticket if you can't find your answers here. And we will either answer the question, at that point. And so instead of sending an email out to anyone, just put in a ticket here and it will give us the information we need to either answer your question, or even better, it will be so just for example, you will write out exactly what your question is as if you were submitting a ticket to home office. And that's super important because there can be a lot lost in translation, especially if there's something kind of complicated. So however you want home office to see your question, we will copy and paste and send it to them because you do not have access to do that yourself. And so that's where you'll do that. Any screenshots that will help paint a full picture of your request here. And then E&O insurance if it's a specific carrier request. Because what you'll use this for is if you did not have E&O insurance when you first came on board and you added it later so that you can use SBLI and AIG, that's what you'll use this for. You'll come in here, do an agency owner level ticket request and upload that E&O insurance here, and then we'll get that submitted for you. So that covers all the bases. You'll definitely come in here and take a look around and see that there's more layers in with information and training, but I hope this points you in the right direction and gets you started. And we are here anytime you need us in your journey, and so glad to have you with us. This is an addition, clarification to the last instruction, agency owner level ticket request. Rather than redo the video again, I'm just tacking this on at the end. Just to kind of clarify that, there will be a limited number of items you can send to home office on your own. I think name changes, phone, email, and that sort of thing definitely can be sent in. They have a sheet that you'll fill out. So look for, if there's an opportunity to send the ticket in yourself, look for it and do that. But what you'll find is as you're moving through the information inside of Quillity, which of course is your first stop to ensure that your answer cannot be found there, go ahead and send in a ticket if it allows you to. And then if it gives you an instruction to reach out to your agency owner, then you will go over to that button that allows you to send in a request to me so that we can get it over to home office.